Hey Taurus, welcome back, guys. We're going to do a little bit something different here for a general read here coming into May. I'm going to take a look at your past life, because they always say our past life affects our present life, and I do believe that. I mean, if you've ever been into a place that you know you've never been and you kind of like have deja vu, then you probably have been there in a past life. So we're going to look at your past life first. When I meditated on your energy, I meditated for past and future, present life situations. So, what I get for your past life coming in is I get that you could have been dealing with somebody here that wasn't quite supportive of you in the past. I feel like you had values that possibly didn't line up with your family or with your situation. Because I feel like you could have been dealing with somebody here who was very negative. They possibly could have given you a hard time here in your past because they wasn't supportive of the choices that you made, possibly in your past. You could be dealing with somebody here that has short hair. I feel like we could be dealing with someone here that also in a past life they could have served in the army or the military. This could be a feminine energy. I feel like this energy could have gotten wounded in war. And I'm also getting the letter X. I don't know whether that is. I don't know if it's in a name or what it means. But someone out there may know. And also for your future, I got that you're going to be coming into union, Taurus, with a real sweetheart. You're going to have all kinds of abundance from every direction. So that's a good thing. You're also going to be dealing with someone from your past. This energy could be a nurse. You could be feeling like this energy is kind of lazy, that they don't want to contribute too much to a situation. This energy could have hazel eyes. So we're going to look at your past card that we get over here from the past life oracles. And it said in your past life that you could have been a monk or a nun. So this would explain why when I meditated on your past, I was getting sisters. And I was thinking sisters. And so someone here in the past could have been a nun, and possibly family here didn't agree with your life choices in your past. I feel like this nun could have worked in a chaplain on a military base, or an army base or something of this sort. They could have gotten wounded in battle, or they could have taken care of soldiers that were wounded. So we're going to read up a little bit on this card. Interesting nonetheless, just the same. So, all right, it says, you drew this card as a result of your past lifetimes as a monk or a nun, or someone similar. This means that you lived a life filled with isolation, rules, and spiritual devotion. In your lifetime now, you may notice your tendency to isolate yourself from others. In fact, you likely feel most comfortable when you're by yourself. Other people may even refer to you as a monk. If this pattern is interfering with your relationships, you might consider having sessions with a qualified past life regressionist. It's saying, see here. It says, in addition, you may have taken vows as a monk or a nun that may be interfering with your relationships, career, and more. Unless those vows are severed, they carry forward through time. So, for instance, if you took a vow of poverty, you may be struggling today with financial insecurity. Other past life vows could be connected to chastity, which can impact your personal romantic life, or self-denial, which causes you to feel undeserving or fearful of abundance. Often, it's enough simply to conclusively, bring memories of those vows to the surface in order to release them. Then it's just a matter of clearly severing them in all directions of time. You can do so by simply saying the following: I hereby sever and release any vows that are self-destructive in all directions of time for everyone involved. So someone here in their past life could have been a nun, because I kept getting sisters, and I'm like, ah, and I thought maybe somebody's family, and it could be as well, somebody didn't agree with it, that somebody here chose to, to be a monk or a nun in the past. So we're going to get some cards on this before we get into the future aspect of this and see what's cracking for you. Just figured we would try something different, get tired of doing the same old thing all the time. So all right, we do have the Three of Swords coming in for the overall energy, so there could have been a lot of pain here in the past, especially if you was a nurse, or you worked at a chaplain and you were seeing nothing but death and dying all the time. You know what I mean? Back in your past here, so I feel like there was a lot of pain here. This is what the overall energy is for your past. Yeah, I feel like it took a lot of strength to deal with this in your past. Yeah, I feel like someone here was very devoted, to their religion in their past life here. I feel like you possibly did see a lot of death here in the past, which could have possibly molded you as well. Didn't help the situation any, as to why you would want to spend so much time alone. So what is coming in for Taurus's past life? All right, we have got the Eight of Cups. So you could have walked away from a lot of situations here in the past, and it could have been it could have been situations with family. It could have been just situations that you were in at this point in time in your life. You were seeing a lot of destruction. Now on the bottom here, we have the Tower coming in. So if you see the Tower, it's on fire there. Somebody here experienced a lot of, seeing a lot of, people coming in with limbs missing and this and that. I feel like someone here could be, especially at this point in time, if they were dealing with wars and everything like this, you could have somebody here that was shell-shocked. Somebody here could have suffered even in their past life from PTSD. You know what I mean? Maybe they didn't know it at the time. Maybe that wasn't a heard of thing, but somebody here could have suffered quite a bit. And the only way to escape this is to walk away from situations, not uncaring, but trying to basically shield themselves to some point here in their past. I feel like a lot of times you had to work together with others here. Possibly, taking care of people that were wounded. I feel like this could have put a lot of burdens on you in your past life as well. It could have put you at a lot of indecision as to whether you could even work with certain people. I feel like you wanted to, basically stay to yourself. So what else for Taurus here in the past life? And this could be affecting you now. If you have anxieties, or you have, somebody lets off a firecracker and you jump out of your skin. There could be a number of different things to your past here that could be affecting you now, still to this day. So what about the past for Taurus? Yeah, that Three of Swords is coming back out again. So, yeah. Second here. Yeah, I feel like you experienced a lot of pain in your past. You had to temper your emotions with a lot of things. I feel like this is why, somebody here could have chose religion because of this. You know what I mean? Because back in the day, everybody would be drafted. Somebody here could have possibly looked at being a nun or a monk here as an easier way of life, and some of these nuns and monks actually went into war, because some of the chaplains in the day had put out some of these people here for combat duty as well. So somebody here has experienced a lot of pain in the past. You know, they've had to temper their emotions here a lot in the past with looking how how things were constructed, how things worked out in the past, how things were done. You know, I feel like somebody here basically had to become emotionally detached within a lot of situations in their past. They had to basically try to force themselves to move on emotionally, even. I feel like something with all this pain going on in someone's past life, it affected this energy greatly. I feel like someone here in their past life had a lot of victories, though, even though they faced a lot of burdens. Yeah. So, what else do we have for Taurus coming in? Anything else for Taurus's past life? Yeah, we got that old Tower coming in. So you definitely did experience a lot of pain here in the past, and it took a lot out of you to temper your emotions. You possibly not only prayed, for your people, for your country, and for yourself here, because there was a lot of destruction. A lot of destruction, and it's hard to walk away from all this pain and pretend that you didn't see anything. I feel like you could have had family here in this past life, Taurus, that had communication with you, that you don't have to keep yourself in this position, that you deserve to be happy. I feel like you had family here that felt like that you really chose the wrong path, for yourself. Give me another card for Taurus. Yeah, I feel like this created you to go ghost a lot. I feel like this caused you to bottle your emotions so that you could actually work through everything that was coming at you. You kind of just put your emotions. You kind of just put them, basically packing your emotions up and putting them under your feet is what they're giving me. Somebody here just went within themselves with all this stuff going on. I feel like they tried to possibly look at certain situations, that it wasn't all that bad. Some things were, maybe a lot of things here were survivable, but I feel like a lot of whoever was going through this in the past had to put a lot of all this destruction, they kind of had to put it, they had to go within to be able to work through it, to see the brighter side of things here is what I'm getting with the sun coming in. Yeah. I feel like this is the only way that someone here in their past could balance out their feelings, their emotions of what was actually going on around them here, is by going into hermit mode and just, doing some work on themselves here to try to see the better things in life here, the better outcomes of people that did survive, different things here. I feel like this is the only way someone was able to cope with this in the past. Yeah, this is the way they could cope with all this fighting, with the fighting going on, because I feel like possibly you didn't believe, possibly in war at the time, but it was, maybe what you thought was the safest practice to go into. You know what I mean? Even though you did enjoy all the fighting. Anything else for Taurus for their past life? So that might explain some things for your future here, Taurus, as to why, maybe at times that you wanted to be alone or by yourself, or even possibly could have pushed people away. I feel like somebody here, felt alone a lot here. They could have, they could have wished and hoped that that God would send them a different solution to what was actually going on in their life here. But I feel like somebody here chose to keep themselves, mentally trapped here, and they just chose to go within and basically try to look at the brighter side of life here in their past. So let's get on to the future here, because I'm getting depressed with this, Taurus. In your future coming in, you got family. Loving your friends, family is central to your life purpose. So family. It's all about family. What a switch, huh? So from this depressing past life thing, someone here is focusing, and it's all about family for someone now. This is what they want. So this is what I got for you. You're going to be coming into union. You have an abundance. You're going to be with somebody here that enjoys spending time with you, and you enjoy spending time with them, right? For your near future. What a difference from the past. But there's still some things here from the past that could follow you into your future as well. By opening this, basically this portal up of your past, it kind of really gives you a chance to look at what's going on now. And what things can be changed, and what things can be worked on, what aspects of stuff that you don't like about yourself. And someone here is really family orientated now compared to what your past was like. So what do we have for Taurus for near future? Taurus for near future. Ooh. All I can say, I wasn't expecting that one. So. Yeah, I feel like you got a situation here that's coming in. I feel like you could be dealing with someone here that could be trying to manipulate and control a situation that wants reconciliation with you, possibly. You may not see this coming here, but whatever's coming in, it's going to put you right in your head. Panic attacks, nightmares, worried about every little thing. It's going to put you right in your head here. So someone here is going to be in their head about this situation, and it's could be because you could be dealing with someone here that is not being truthful with you. I feel like there may not be enough give and take in a situation here, or someone's breadcrumbing too. And I feel like this is going to upset you, and it's going to put you right in your head about the situation. I feel like someone here wants to work on things, possibly. You could be dealing with a fire sign that's been very challenging with you to deal with this energy, Taurus. I feel like this energy keeps you on your toes at all times here. What else for Taurus? This fighting. I feel like someone here feels like they have to play referee here. I feel like, and it has to do with commitment and home marriage stability. I feel like somebody here is having to play referee between two signs. We have an air sign coming in, so you could be dealing with an air sign. There's a five of swords coming in, and we have a king of cups. So we got two energies here that are fighting with each other, and this is what's putting you in your head, I feel like. You could be dealing with someone here that's quite immature, I feel like, and they're wanting to take some sort of action here, possibly for some sort of commitment here, but I feel like it's putting somebody else in their head here about the situation. And I feel like this is what's bringing you having panic attacks. So it's listening to all this fighting is what I feel like. I feel like somebody here is trying to temper their emotions. And this could be with you. I mean, this could be you that's coming in fighting with someone here, and I feel like it's because someone here could be, they could be spending money like it's no tomorrow, Taurus. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's putting you in your head like we don't have money to blow like this. So I feel like someone here is trying to temper their emotions here when it comes to taking action towards you, because I feel like they know that it's going to create fighting. You know what I mean? Because somebody here is, I feel like somebody here is spending money, and they may not be telling their significant other here about it. And I feel like you have, wish fulfillments here as well, but you're trying to have strength with this person because you're feeling conflicted with them, and you're feeling hurt as well. Yeah, you're feeling, you're trying to have strength with them because someone here, like I said, you could be dealing with someone here that just is repetitively spending money and they don't say nothing to you. You might go to, draw money out to pay the light bill and it's not there, So I feel like you're trying to have strength with this situation because you're feeling conflicted. Whatever this is, it's causing a great deal of pain here. Give me some more for the near future for Taurus. What is this with Taurus, with the Empress, the Temperance, the Empress, and the Queen of Pentacles? What is this? It's about money. That's what it is. We've got the old Ace of Pentacles coming in. This has to do with money. So like I said, somebody here is like playing referee here. You know what I mean? I feel like this is putting you in your head. Like I said, somebody here I feel like is going out and spending money. They're not letting their significant other know about this. You know what I mean? So this has to do with money. This is what's putting you in your head. I feel like somebody here could be, one person here could be holding back on a family dynamic and the other person here is letting it rip. So one person here is trying to save money and the other person is spending it frivolously on everything, whether they're going to games or, another state away. They're just spending money like crazy here is what I feel like. And I feel like it's you, Taurus, it's making you feel like you have to juggle, well, I can't pay this right now, so I'll have to pay it later. You know what I mean? I'll have to pay it later because the money's not there. It's been spent. I didn't know it was, I thought it was in there, but it isn't, it's not in there. You know what I mean? And I feel like somebody here is you maybe not spending anything. You're trying to save money, but the other person is spending your share and then some here. And I feel like this is what's causing all the fighting. You could be dealing with a soulmate and a twin flame here. Someone here is going to have to make some sort of a judgment call about someone here that's being sneaky. They're not telling, there's not enough give and take here. There's not enough balance in a situation. This energy's being sneaky. They could not say anything to you. They could go jump in the vehicle and be gone. And I feel like this is upsetting you. You could be in a long-time commitment with somebody here, but you could be dealing with somebody here that's quite confused. Like I'm talking like first stages of dementia confused, Anything else for Taurus for the near future with this? Here you are, Taurus, coming right in. I feel like you're going to be moving on from this clown. That's what I feel like. You're going through the dark night of the soul because you're like, we don't even have money for bills because you just spend frivolously and you don't tell nobody. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you're wanting to move on from this. You're tired of trying to figure out, how to pay Paul. You know what I mean? Because somebody here is going out and spending money like it's going out of style. So you're dealing with somebody here that just doesn't care whether, they bother to inform you or not. So I feel like you're going to be moving on from this situation because you're tired of being upset with this energy. You're tired of fighting with them over money. That's like, we're both here. We're both living in the same household. This stuff has to be paid. You can't just go do what you want. You know what I mean? So you could be dealing with a family situation, but I feel like a lot of times because you're going through this, you could want to spend a lot of time away from this energy too. You know what I mean? Especially if they're confused and they want to argue all the time, Taurus. So I can see how, This little bit of your past has followed you into the future here because of the situation that you're in. So we're going to get some advice from Spirit and see what Spirit has to say about this situation, and get you some towels, and then we'll close this reading here. So I think things are going to change for you, but I think it's going to inquire for you to get away from this energy that just doesn't even put you first, or even think about, you know, what they're doing. You know, they just go ahead and do it. And I feel like you're going to come into abundance here, but I feel like it could be after a situation with this energy. So you could be dealing with your counterpart here, you know. What is Taurus's advice with this situation? Taurus's advice. Yeah, I feel like Taurus, your advice here is to actually spend some time by yourself with that Five of Pentacles. You could already be feeling alone anyway, because I feel like you're dealing with somebody that goes off and does stuff without you, and they don't even tell you what they're doing here. So I feel like this has created a lot of pain for you. And I feel like you're trying to juggle the idea of whether you want to make an offer and try to fix things, or you know, or if you just want to cut your losses here, is what I feel like. Because we got the Three of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and Judgment coming in. So you're trying to figure out what to do here. You know what I mean? You're kind of juggling ideas here. You love this person, you care about them, but they could drive you up the wall and down the other side. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you're dealing with someone here that's a player, in and out energy, here for a good time, not for a long time. And I feel like more than once they put the light on, you know, a subject saying, I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it. You know what I mean? And it could have created missed opportunities for you, you know, with the Four of Cups. Someone here just going off and acting like they're single. They're being sneaky. They could be drawing out money, not saying anything to you. They could be leaving and being gone for months. And I feel like it's going to create a cycle to end here. Spirit saying that you need to spend some time by yourself and figure out if you want to keep, you know, entertaining this, or what you're going to do here. What else for advice for Taurus? Yeah, and I feel like that Spirit's saying here that you need to temper your emotions for one thing, but you need to make an offer to someone here, you know, whether it's family, friends, or whatever, and get out and come into union with someone. Enjoy your time. You know, yes, it's good to be alone. Yes, it's good to have your own time, but it's not good to have it too much. You know what I mean? And I feel like this energy is creating a lot of stress for you. So Spirit, I feel like, is saying for you to, you know, take a little bit of that money and go out and have some fun. Come into union with friends or family here and just go out and have some fun, whether it's go out to eat or whatever it is here. You know, find your own happiness, because I feel like this energy is just driving you for a loop. You know, I feel like they could have made apologies here several times to you with the Page of Cups and the Queen of Wands coming in, but they history keeps repeating itself, you know. Yeah. And then they say, oh, squirrel, and they go and take that leap of faith. You know what I mean? So the apologies doesn't mean nothing if somebody's going to keep doing stuff, you know. I feel like Spirit's saying that you need to, even if, you know, you're feeling very alone here, and you have been feeling alone for a while here, and it's just stressing you out. Stress is not a good thing. You need to get out and take time out for yourself and do what you want to do, you know. Yeah. Yeah, you need to take on this Emperor energy here and make a decision to go and have some fun yourself here, because somebody else is doing it for you, you know. Yeah, this player energy that you're dealing with, they're going off and doing what they want to do. So you need to go out and make yourself happy too, you know. Right now, you've been very closed off about doing anything with family, you know. Spirit's saying that you need to change that. You know, you need to have communication and go out and try to find, you know, something fun that you can do where you can connect with your family here. So you're not driving yourself crazy, you know, with this situation. So I'm going to get you some tiles and see what's coming in for us, Taurus. And we'll end this reading. So, oh, we get a lot of letters. Holy crap. You got somebody here's got a lot of E's in the name. We got 3 E's that just come out. I don't think I've ever had that many come out. Somebody got a lot of E's in their name. We've got 2 A's coming in, number 1. So E and A. We got 2 A's. You got the letter U coming in, number 1. You got a letter O coming in, number 1. And you have got get out in nature and get grounded, Taurus. Get out in nature and get grounded. Maybe just getting out and walking around, going for a little hike, a little walk, or a bike ride, or something here will make you feel better, you know. And you've also got the horse coming in. So somebody here could have horses. You know, they could be going to a petting zoo, or I have no idea. Maybe the horse is your totem animal. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. If it resonates, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, to share. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you folks later.